think I may have found a game that is going to take up a whole lot of my time. We were talking about Cloudberry Kingdom. Tell me about the design behind the way this game creates itself.
Well, we basically just wanted to make the most intense platformer ever. So we didn't know how to design levels that were that hard, so the first thing we did was we programmed a computer that could actually make the levels for us. So what's cool is that no matter how good you are, the computer can always crank it up one more notch.
How do you guys maintain that balance of the computers creating levels? Because if I let a computer create a level, it's going to be like super simple, but some of these levels it creates, they look impossible.
We had a mathematician come in and spend about a year working on the algorithm behind it, really just tweaking everything. We spent a lot of time making sure the levels felt right, felt natural, and just to make sure the levels are actually possible, we actually taught the computer how to beat levels. So if you ever think it's not possible, you can always just say, hey computer, show me how this is done, and it'll show you exactly how to do it.
So tell me about the other logistics behind the game, like the characters we're going to be playing, and you guys also have a story mode as well?
We do. The story is kind of like the classic take on platformers, standard hero, but like 20 years later, he's kind of portly, he's kind of washed up, he saved the princess so many times and never gets anything out of it. He kind of is just a little bit disillusioned, so it's kind of his take on the world.
Outside of story mode, are we going to see different characters throughout the game as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's lots of different physics, basically. You can strap a jetpack on, attach yourself to a wheel, do all sorts of stuff, and the AI will design levels with that in mind. So there's about 12 different core heroes, and then you can also mix and match. So you can be like a double jump jetman or a tiny guy in a box with all sorts of stuff. It'll always make new levels every time with that hero in mind.
And with a computer creating levels in the story mode, is it going to be the same story mode levels for everyone else, or is it going to be completely unique?
So the story mode is the one thing that's the same every time you play it, but it is different on every console, just to kind of mix it up a little bit, give you a different experience.
So if you're like me and love the torment of dying over and over again, thousands of times in the hardest levels you've ever imagined, Cloudberry Kingdom has some of those levels.